Hello, my name's Jody Lee. I'd perform another poem for you. I've been doing a lot of this throughout the lockdown. It's been a really difficult time. I'm in recovery. I am an addict, and I've used my poetry throughout all of my recovery to help connect with other people, to help share. And through isolation, it's been a lot harder as well. Now, since we've been in lockdown, people who suffer from addiction have been really struggling. Um, I wrote this poem quite a while after I got clean. Was working with Turning Point. Um, I've been doing some workshops with them, assisting other people in recovery. I trained as a peer mentor to help people in recovery and took part in their Recovery's Got Talent, which is a brilliant, like a talent show for people who are in recovery but haven't found their voice yet or been given a platform to perform. I performed there for a few years. I've been going from the beginning. It's been a lot of fun and a great platform for people who are in recovery and trying to find their voice. I wrote this poem for some of the issues that you come up against when you stop drinking or doing drugs, and people have this expectation, especially with drinking, because so many people do it. It's such an accepted part of life. Um, so I wrote this poem about some of those difficulties, and this is called Water's Fine. Here comes that question. Would you like a drink, mate? The sight, the smell, the sound, the taste, this whole scene makes me salivate. I mean, it's as familiar to me as my ABC, but I must refuse and choose whether I explain why. Explain that if I take that ride, if I awake that beast inside, that it could destroy my very life. It could ignite every version of the person that I am and leave in its passage just the ashes of a man. So do I? Tell him, I should be proud of my recovery, right? Proud of my strength, proud of my fight, proud of my perseverance to recover every part of me, to discover my true self from beneath that murky sea. So I do. I say, no thanks, I'm in recovery. And he looks at me like I just landed in this very spot from another planet. Like I'm not a man, but a Martian, an exposed fluctuation in the time-space continuum, a tear in the very fabric of his reality, a complete irregularity. See, he is confused. To refuse a drink does not make sense to him. It's only one drink. How harmful could it be? But I've no time to explain what one drink is to me. That one drink is just a tease, it's just a start, the first step on a path which leads into chaos, darkness, into a maelstrom that barters for my very sense of self. And I don't have time to say that it's one drink today, which is never just one anyway, but tomorrow that wouldn't change. I would say, well, I've already had some and it wasn't too bad, right? I remember the night, I didn't fight, I got home in good time, so hey, it's okay to drink today. Man, it would make me feel so much better. My whistle always sounds so much better when it's wetter. And so I would. And that pattern would unfold tenfold. It would take hold of my rationale and tear it apart like a wet paper towel. Then my drunk mind, once consigned to the liquor, would not feel satisfied, would not simply settle until I'd added to that high, till I was flying like a shuttle, shooting off full throttle to heights unknown. And I don't want to say, even that would grow. It would take hold, grow bold, that I would unfold and no longer remain, feel no love, no fear, no pain, nothing but an unquenchable appetite for destruction, for my destruction, an infliction, a malfunction that rules my base function and takes over my very will to survive. That I could be lost for weeks, months, years, caught in a complex catacomb of tears, tearing apart every routine part of life, just to pursue an unattainable high. I am an addict, a tragic captive to harmful habits. I'm one of the 10% who seeks blissful distraction through exterior transactions. I fall slave to my consumption if it is not kept in check. Every time stressors fire my neurotransmitters and cortisol courses through my mind, I want to find the opposing side. To ride a tide of dopamine in ways seen as obscene, to flood my mind in a serotonin sea and stray from any civilized behaviour. I seek out my demons and turn them into saviours and worship them. I worship them with fervour. I serve them until my light is dim, until my frame is frail and thin, until my life's torn down from within, until there's nothing left but them. And I don't want that. They've already had so much. I don't want to feel their touch. Don't want my light to fade, my true self to cascade like a flimsy house of cards. No, I want to shine hard, like a star, to drown out my shadows with me, to be my absolute pure self. I may not be perfect, but I don't belong in hell. See, I just want to live my life, to live with truth, with love, with light, and take each day at a time. But I don't have time to explain all of this. So I just say, thanks, mate. Water's fine.